Namaste friends, my name is Amit. Welcome to my channel Ganesha-Hanuman. In this video, we'll talk about the transits in the sign of Aries. There is some intense energies, some very powerful conjunctions and aspects taking place in the sign of Aries over the next 2 months, April and May. And so if you have Aries rising, or if you have Scorpio rising also, because Mars rules both Aries and Scorpio, or if you have Moon in Aries or Moon in Scorpio, you should be very careful and do some of the remedies to bring in the positive energies of these transits. First of all, well, if you're not Aries rising, or if you don't have Moon in Aries or Scorpio, then see which sign, which house Aries is falling in your chart. So which house is Aries, and you'll see the results related to that house. So first of all, there is a powerful solar eclipse taking place on April 19th in the US and April 20th in India. So that's the conjunction of Sun and the Moon and Rahu in the sign of Aries, specifically in the nakshatra of Ashwini. And I've created a separate video on that. You can watch that. I've given the link in the description section below. So a big eclipse taking place in the sign of Aries in the nakshatra of Ashwini. But besides that, on top of that eclipse, there is some intense, powerful combinations going to take place in sign of Aries. So I'll show you those. Let me share my screen. Okay, so let me stop my video. All right. So this is what's happening. This is the chart as of today, April 2nd, 2023. Okay. You look at this chart. So this is the transit chart, meaning this is where the planets are right now. This is not your natal chart. This is the transit chart. You see, number one is sign is Aries, and Aries is a fire sign. So that's the foundation. That's the playground. That's the energy that we're dealing with. All these planets are in a fire sign. Okay, which is fine. Nothing specific, nothing good or bad about that. But then we have Rahu there sitting, right? So Rahu in itself, again, not everything with Rahu is bad. Rahu can give you really good positive results, but we'll see the other combinations. So we have fire sign, we have Rahu sitting there, and we have this good, gentle, calming, loving energy of Venus, Shukracharya, sitting there, which is good, which is giving a positive energy to the sign of Aries. But Venus will move away from Aries into the sign of Taurus as of April 5th. You see here, April 5th, Venus leaves Aries. So we are left with Rahu and Mercury in the sign of Aries after April 5th. Now, Mercury and Mars, they are exchanging signs. You see, Mercury is sitting in the sign of Mars, and Mars is sitting in the sign of Mercury. So that gives this exchange, it's called Parivartan Yoga. So Mars and Mercury, they're exchanging signs. So as if Mercury sits here, Mars is sitting here, and then Mercury is sitting here. So Mercury goes to Gemini, its own sign, which is great. But again, Mercury is also afflicted because it's in trines with Saturn and Ketu. So Mercury is in trines with two big malefics. And then Mars and Rahu. So we're left with Mars and Rahu in the sign of Aries after April 5th. Add to that the aspect of Saturn. Okay, so Saturn is actually right now aspecting the sign of Aries, the third aspect of Saturn. This is the first, second house, third house from Saturn. Saturn aspects the third house. So we have the Rahu sitting in Aries with Mars after exchange and aspect of Saturn. And in fact, Sun will also join these after April 16th. Okay, so we have all the malefics lined up in energy of all the malefics in the sign of Aries. Now, Mars in Aries in itself is actually good, very good for energy, for action, for initiating new things, new projects, doing things that you didn't dare to do all your life, right? So Mars in Aries is wonderful, powerful energy, but combined with that, the presence of Rahu, the energy of Saturn, the energy of this fire sign, and also Sun will be there, another fire planet. So what it gives us, this extreme combination of fire and air. And you see, Rahu and Saturn are very expansive, right? So Rahu expands, although Saturn contracts, but Saturn is this air energy. It's a giant air planet. And so we have this expansion of fire and air. Now, Jupiter will enter Aries on April 21st. So Jupiter is again a space element. It expands everything. And Rahu exaggerates everything. So let's say Mars in Aries itself, if it's afflicted, it could give you this issues with, possible danger of fire, anger issues. There could be issues with ego, issues with driving. People may be driving rash. Literally, there could be explosions, could be fire explosions, right? And then people may be taking action without thinking, because Mars in Aries just act, do, do a lot of things, start things, start projects. And then Rahu there, it will give you illusion. So it will not let you see the true picture. So uh, and add one more thing to that is on April 21st there is Akshaya Tritiya. Akshaya Tritiya I'll create a separate video. It's a wonderful day. It's the most auspicious day to start new things in the whole year. So Akshaya Tritiya, April 21st, is anomaly, meaning so you can do things on that day. But besides that, until April 21st, when Jupiter is not there, I would highly recommend not to take any action that's not needed. Like, don't start any new projects, don't initiate any new things if you can wait until at least until April 21st, and after that is fine. But even after that, you should look at the consequences, possible consequences. Think through all the possible outcomes of the project, outcomes of your action before you start new projects or take any actions. So again, to summarize, during the months of April and May, Rahu and Mars and Saturn will be, aspecting or casting, having their energies in the sign of Aries. And then Jupiter will join them April 21st. So until April 21st, be very, very careful, especially dealing with fire and especially with driving, with your anger, with your ego, all of that. You could do remedies. You can do any remedy for Mars, and you can check out my website, Ganesha-Hanuman.com, and go to the planetary remedies section. Under that, look at the remedies for Mars. You can do that. And one most powerful remedy is doing Hanuman Chalisa. You can do Hanuman Chalisa throughout this period. And so this is, again, this is the chart for today, but let me quickly show you the chart after April 6th. So this will be the picture after April 6th when Venus has moved away from Aries. So you see, so Rahu will be there, Mars and Mercury exchange, and then Saturn's aspect. And then after April 16th, Sun will join them as well. After April 21st, Jupiter will join. So again, a lot of intense, powerful fire energy in the sign of Aries for the next 2 months. And it will be fire plus air, meaning the air element, the air aspect of Saturn and Rahu will expand that fire energy. So if you have Aries rising or Scorpio rising or moon in Aries or moon in Scorpio, be very careful and do lots of remedies. For other signs also, you'll see the impact connected with the house which has Aries in your chart. Stay safe, take care, and please share, like, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that already. And thanks for watching.